Hi everyone! So I am so excited to be doing a collaboration with Kyla Fish. I first found her on Instagram and I just completely fell in love with her whole style, her whole aesthetic. So I wanted to ask her if she wanted to do a video with me, and I'm really happy that she said yes. So we are going to be talking about our favorite aesthetically pleasing products. But before we begin, I'm going to let Kyla step in and talk for a minute about herself and her channel.
Everyone over on Elle's channel. I am so excited to be here. Elle is someone I have watched for literally years and I love. You are the sweetest person, so thank you so much for reaching out to me and wanting to have me on your channel. I am so excited. My name is Kyla and on my channel I do a ton of project panning, I do hauls, declutters, and a bunch of random stuff. I'm very messy. But yeah, if you do head over to my collab video, it's very messy and sporadic and all over the place, but I think it gives a pretty good input on me, myself, and I. But once again, thank you so much for having me, Elle. I am super excited for this collab. I hope you have great holidays as well as all your subscribers, and I love you so much.
She does so much fun and interesting content, so I highly suggest you go and check her out. She'll be linked down below in my description box, of course. So there are no real hard and fast rules here. This is just talking about products that we find, for whatever reason, aesthetically pleasing. So I have a handful of things I want to talk about for some different reasons, so I thought I would share them, just so you guys get an idea about what I think is aesthetically pleasing, which I'm sure is probably going to be different than a lot of people. But that's the interesting thing about videos like this. You get to see different sides of people, and I'd love to know what some of your favorite aesthetically pleasing products are as well. So my first one is the VDL Lumilayer Primer Fresh. So this, to me, it's a combination of the look and the feel. Now, oftentimes, I don't really find transparent or semi-transparent packaging to be aesthetically pleasing with liquids like primers or foundations, because once you start to use it, it just doesn't look as appealing anymore. Yet, in this case, the product itself is this pale, shimmery pink. So mixed with the semi-transparent packaging, it doesn't matter that it's half gone. It still looks really good. It has this wonderful square shaped, but like there's all these interesting layers on the inside, and like I like how it's lifted inside. It's really beautiful to look at. The product itself is great as well, but that's just not entirely what this video is about. It's not about great products, it's about great packaging, aesthetically pleasing. And it's really smooth. Like sometimes some product packaging, like it catches on your fingers, but this is just really smooth. It feels good. It has a good weight to it, which is important to me for like even just the illusion of something being a little bit more aesthetically pleasing is when it's heavier. And I just feel like it has like the nice cap, makes nice sounds. It's definitely something that I look at and I really like it, and it's something that I feel like continues to look kind of classy even though it's used. Like a lot of used makeup can not look pristine, and it's not going to, but this still, you know, gives you that illusion. And I feel like I would like to have this out on my counter. Like I wouldn't want to hide this away, you know? It's just really such a good packaging for a primer. Next, I have a lipstick. So I'm not really going in any particular order, but this is a Givenchy lipstick. This was a limited edition lipstick. It is the Framboise Velour, so like raspberry velvet, basically. It's a beautiful lipstick, but this packaging that's heavy with this like leathery casing with these flowers on it, it's just so dreamy. Like I love flower prints in general, but this is just so pleasing to me. It feels really good. Like it's got that smooth feeling. It's large, like it's a larger lipstick tube than a lot of other lipsticks I have, and it's pretty to look at. Everything works really well. I mean, it's a designer packaging, so it's no surprise there, but it's such a pretty thing to look at and kind of get lost in, because it's like literal art on this lipstick tube. Two more lip products. These are both from Lisa Eldridge. So I have the Velvet Muse lipstick and then the Muse lip gloss. And I just think Lisa Eldridge has done such a great job with her packaging because it's so simple, yet it feels luxurious. Like, it's a gold lipstick tube, which may seem like really heavy-handed for the appearance of luxury, but it's not tacky because it's not really heavily ornate like some of the higher end lipstick tubes that are gold. It can be really over decorated, shall we say. This is just simple gold. The only thing on it is the label on the bottom and then the little logo on the top with the Elle and the lip print. So it's just very classy, plus again has a good weight to it. The lipstick itself is aesthetically pleasing because it has that velvet like pressing on it, so it looks like it is purely made out of velvet. It's such a beautiful lipstick. Like, Lisa has such a collection. Oh, also it's magnetic, right? So it just snaps so beautifully into place. Lisa has such a history with makeup, and she's got such an experience with it that I'm not surprised at all that she's translated it to her own line. And it's the same sort of thing with the gloss. So instead of being a wholly gold tube, it's the gold cap with the transparent bottom so you can see the lipstick color. And like, it just, even the doe foot applicator has that little bit of an angle, and it's just aesthetically pleasing. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say that a lot, but it's just something that it's so nice to look at and feel, and it just adds to the whole overall experience of like owning it, looking at it, using it. It just feels good. Next, the Becca highlighters. So to me, these are really aesthetically pleasing. They do remind me a little bit of UFOs, but that's part of the appeal. I like that they have some now that just have different colored packaging as well. This is the rose quartz one, so it's got the rose gold sort of packaging with the typical gray top, but I just like that, like, it has a really nice mirror in it. It clips together really well. Yeah, the highlighter themselves are pretty fragile. Like mine, this one is not the one that broke. This one is pretty well used. But I like that the mirror goes all the way back so that like if I'm leaning it down or it's on like a table or a counter, it's not going to fall over because the mirror is right there. Like some mirrors for some products don't go closed all the way. So then when you try and balance it, it ends up kind of falling forward or falling backwards, but this is just the whole packaging. And it has that satisfying snap. It's all really good. I think these are such iconic packaging, and I love looking at it. I'm gonna be really careful that I don't drop and break this one. So I have an eyeshadow palette from Pat McGrath. I think the Pat McGrath packaging is very luxurious. Like, this reminds me of a book, and I find that I tend to be drawn to things that remind me a little bit of books, or like a notebook even. Like, so it has that thing there so that it keeps it together, and then it opens many layers. Like, there's a big mirror on this side as well, which is a thing that, you know, means something to me, and then the eyeshadows there. It reminds me of a book or like some sort of like secret little notebook. Again, it has the magnetic closure there, so even if you didn't finish with the, I don't even know what this would technically be called, but even if you didn't finish the closure all the way, it still is fully closed. I just feel like this adds to the whole experience, and it just, like, there's going to be some sort of like top secret item in here. This particular one is La Vie en Rose. It's the kind of packaging that I feel like I would keep even if I wasn't using the eyeshadow anymore, just because it is so beautiful. And I could, like, I'd love to find a way to like turn this into like an actual notebook or something when like the makeup is done, because it's just such a beautiful print. I have a collection of some Dior makeup, and I just think that the Dior packaging is beautiful. So this is an example. This happens to be the first Dior eyeshadow I ever purchased, which is a gold eyeshadow. There's something so simple yet classic about it. Like, I like that it's this dark blue packaging. I like that you can see Dior right on the front, but also there's that hidden sort of CD, Christian Dior, in the background. So it's a whole designer experience. Like, it doesn't feel like a cheap packaging. Like some of the other brands and even more expensive brands than Dior have packaging that just feels cheap and doesn't feel personal to the brand. But the Dior packaging feels personal to the brand. It just feels like it really fits in with the whole Dior vibe. So that's why I keep all the Dior packaging, because there's something so satisfying about the shape of the packaging and the way that it looks and how it reflects. It's just something I find to be really beautiful. I have the cream blush from Fenty, so I only have one. This is Drama Class, but I love this packaging. Again, it's smooth packaging. It's not like a texture that feels sort of rough against my skin. Like I'm very texture sensitive, so I like things that have a good feel especially, and this is just like really smooth. I love that it has cream in that silver reflect. So you have Fenty Beauty over the top of it where it mostly says cream and reflect. It's just so cool. I love the shape of the packaging as well. I feel like it's really easy to hold on to. It's not going to like go sliding out of your hands. Like it's got those good edges. And I just think it's a really good size. Like I know that the product itself, like the people have complained about it, but it's a cream blush. Like this is a good size for a cream blush. And it has a mirror in the packaging, which is also generally a win for me. So again, that snap, so good. So this is just such a good packaging design, and it's unique. Like a lot of brands were doing that simple like black packaging. Everything was really simplistic. You had brands that had like the see-through tops, and then here's Fenty who's like, you know what, we are going to do white and we are going to do a different shape. It's not just going to be a straight up circle. It's not going to be a square. We are doing something completely unique to us. So I really like that, and it's so easily identifiable as Fenty. Like they just are very unique, and that's a very fun package. These guys from Collidos. So these are the Lo-Fi Duo blushers. The contours also come in the similar sort of packaging. I just didn't grab those, but I really like these. Again, it has a little bit of that sort of book kind of vibe. Like it's heavier. It's got a really good weight to it. So I like picking it up because it's noticeable in your hand. It's not flimsy. It's not going to go flying anywhere. And I love how it opens and there's that mirror, the magnet. So there is a mirror in this, but I like that magnet closure. So that really appeals to me. Again, it also opens all the way. Such a huge, like, and it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying. Plus I find the artwork to be beautiful as well. I really like the whole design of the packaging. It's such a fun product, and it has a smooth feeling as well. There's a little bit of texture with some of like the little design elements on there, which is interesting, and I like to feel like how it's raised where it says Duo Blusher. It's just a very interesting packaging, and it's different than things that I've seen recently. I have just a couple of more things. I wanted to talk about the Likely Makeup Fairy Blush and Clown Blush palettes. So these are blush palettes, and the artwork is so beautiful and so inspiring. So Fairy Blush, I love the font here where it has that sort of like magazine cutout kind of effect. I used to make collages and stuff all the time for magazines, and I used to often do this. So like I'd have like different words pulled from like different ads or something to spell something out. So that appeals to me. Plus you have flowers, you've got a fairy, but yet you have a bat, you've got butterflies. Like I like that. You've got a snake down here. Like you've got the mix of the cutesy, like the flowers and the butterflies, but then you have some things that are like a little darker with the bat and the snake. It's very much like my general aesthetic, which like I love skulls, right? So the only thing that would make this better is if there was a skull on here. Don't see a skull on here. That would be the only thing that would make this whole outside packaging better. But then you even look at the inside, and yes, mirror, it says Hi Pretty and all of the blushes. Like it's beautiful. It reflects the way that it looks on the packaging, on the inside, and I just love that whole mix of the dark and the light, the cute and the what some people don't think are cute. You know, I despite everything, I still think bats are kind of cute, and I do like snakes. And then there's the Clown Blush. So again, they have a different font choice on there. You've got the clown, which has like this vintage kind of appeal to it, and the way that it looks on the packaging is also reflected by the inside. So I feel like it really tells you without looking at it, like, I know this is clown blush. I'm seeing the picture of the clown. I'm seeing the picture of the packaging with like the splatter art in it. And immediately I'm thinking, okay, there has to be red and yellow and orange in here. And oh wow, there's red and yellow and orange and pink, which is like, I guess most of the packaging is pink. So it all works so well together. And I would love to have more like volumes of these blush palettes with different themes. Like, that would be such a cool thing to have displayed, because I feel like it's artwork in and of itself. And the last thing that I want to mention, probably no surprise, but the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. Again, these have that sort of like book sort of feeling to me. It reminds me of a little bit of like old leather books, but ones that were like kept in special collections, so they're not like falling apart. I really despise the old like disintegrating sort of like leather bound books. But the ones that are stored properly, you know, they have that sort of weight and feel, and there's something about this that's like, it's reflective and shiny, and it has, again, the good weight to it. It doesn't feel flimsy. It doesn't feel cheap. That's probably like my biggest complaint about something like Viseart, which is expensive, but like the packaging just looks inexpensive. Doesn't mean the product's not fantastic. It just means that you don't initially get that sort of like experience. And yes, I know Natasha stuff's really expensive, but I feel like it's also reflected in the packaging. You're not getting just cheap plastic packaging. So I do love the packaging. The way it's embossed on there, again, gives me that book feel. I just enjoy opening it. Mirror, things magnetic, and of course the shadows itself are very aesthetically pleasing. But the packaging is just, I like holding them, I like opening them, and it adds to the whole experience for me because the packaging looks so good and is so functional. So that is everything for my current aesthetically pleasing products and why I love them. Let me know what some of your favorite aesthetic products are. I'd love to go take a little Google peek and see what the things are that you are loving. Don't forget to check out Kyla's channel as well. Linked down below. Go send her some love. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Kyla, for collaborating with me. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.